It's April, so fellow walkers of the UK and abroad, we don't discriminate. We're deciding to go for a little walk. But it's not a single walk, it's everyday walking. It's try and get your steps in without losing your mind and thinking of it as exercise. I'm trying to get my steps in and relearn what it was like to be a kid, where you come out to just the glorious park, for example, in your local town, and just have a walk. But we appreciate not all walks are glamorous, because you'll be going down a nice country path or your local park, and then you're hit with the dreaded, main roads. The vehicles are so noisy, there's all the pollution in the air, especially if you live in the city. It can be a little bit chaotic. You see, the thing is, I'm what you call a couch potato. I choose to get the lift rather than stairs every time. I park at the closest possible spot when I go shopping or when I go to work. And I generally just try and avoid walking completely. And I say this despite living in a place that has some spectacular scenery. I've got the benefit of it being a town, so I've got all my shops local to me. I've got the benefit of it being beautiful farmland behind me. And then I've also got the benefit of being close to a major city. Well, some people don't like the city, but it's still a good place to visit. So I've got all of these places. Why don't I walk? But what I found was that anyone who's happy, that I know, anyone who is relatively healthy and has a good outlook on things and enjoys the great outdoors, well, they all love walking, specifically going on a walk during their lunch break or looking forward to getting home. Not to do anything specific, just to have a walk, which to me, well, sounds bizarre. So we're going to start walking. And what I mean by walking is just walking anywhere and everywhere. We're going to start parking further away from places. We're going to have walks in the evening. Might even try and have a walk in the morning. And I hate mornings. And you know what? Something is better than nothing. Because I just want to get outside, whether or not it's a lovely sunny day like today, or whether or not it's chucking it down with rain and freezing cold. I still think I need to be outdoors. So, you're going to come along for the ride. If you like walking and you want to see some exciting nature trails, you want to see the best places to walk in terms of cities, for example, the best streets to go down, if you're new to a city and you're visiting, where's the best place to eat, things like that, that really make walking worthwhile. You've got something to look forward to, like a nice bite to eat, and you've also, got a good bit of exercise in you. Because at the end of the day, we need to stop seeing walking as a chore. Also, I was watching back some of our videos, because obviously we recorded quite a few clips, but we only put out 2 episodes. And in the clips, you kind of remember little things about where you've been, and they trigger little memories that make you smile, or, remember something you did together, or, remind you of something like, your childhood. I just walked past my childhood ice cream van. We called him Picky Nose. And ultimately, that was all down to a rumour. But, silly little things like that, you're walking down the street. If you weren't walking, you'd probably be sat on the sofa, eating a bag of mini eggs because it's almost Easter. And you wouldn't remember silly things like that. And it kind of just perks you up, After a long day at work, you just want to come outside, have a nice stroll. And I've only been walking for about half an hour so far, but it's strangely therapeutic. Walking also reminds you truly how noisy cars can be. Now, I'm aware that loud exhausts will obviously be loud, but I'm talking, for example, like this. Loud, noisy vehicles, whether it's HGVs or just generally most cars, apart from the EVs, of course. When you're having a walk, it's actually difficult to hear yourself think if you're near a main road. So I think it's time that we found somewhere a little bit more tranquil. You know, it's quite difficult trying to find a quiet, tranquil spot, to be honest. Well, at least there's one thing, is that when you're walking through a town, you can't beat this one smell. Bet you can guess what it is. Barbecues. Oh, I love the smell when you go past a house and they've got a freshly lit barbecue. Oh, it just makes you hungry just thinking about it. I tried to find somewhere a little bit quieter, but unfortunately in a town there isn't really such a thing as quiet. It's all loud everywhere. But I recognise there was one place on a previous video that I have shown you that actually might be perfect. Tucked away in Barton upon Humber, we have the Rope Walk. And the Rope Walk made rope for regional and world markets for 200 years. And it is the perfect place to have a walk. Because of how long it is, it connects not only to the water's edge, where I've shown you before, but you also have perfect opportunities for car parking because you're right next to Tesco. Now, I think it's important that you do small walks. For example, this rope walk is incredibly long. I don't actually know how long, but it's very long. So ultimately, even if you only decided to walk the whole length of it and back after you've done your shopping, or even better before, those steps really, really do add up. After I'd come home from work, I'd done around 1,000 steps, give or take. Ultimately, you can never be 100% accurate. But just by choosing to take a quick walk, and bearing in mind I'm filming most of it, stopping, having to pick locations to film, waiting for a lot of traffic because I've come at rush hour of all times as well, in the busy town centre, I've already done 6,500. And that's in addition to whatever else I may get this evening. If I choose to have a walk with Elle once she gets home from work, that'll be even more. It soon adds up and you don't really realise it until actually you look at the numbers. Now, because of where I've chose to walk as well, I have about a mile before I get home. A mile is roughly about 2,000 steps, depending on how long your strides are, of course. Now, I'm only 5'7", so that might be quite a few more steps for me than it might be for you. But that's the benefit of it. I didn't intend to come back here towards Edge. I know how far it is away from home roughly because the whole town stretches across about 1.5 miles, for example. So I know that I have to walk back, but I didn't factor in those steps. So not only have I done the 6,500, but then add another 2,000 on the way back. I'm soon hitting my goals. So now I have a choice, right? Do I go further, but then I've got more steps to come back? But you need to stop thinking about a numbers game. So yeah, I could get my numbers up, but I'd do that without enjoying it. I've got the perfect scenic views behind me, and yeah, that's all well and good, but I don't want to walk because then I'll not enjoy walking. I've enjoyed my walk so far. I know how far I've got to go left. Ultimately, I feel that's about right, and that's what it's about. When you go for these walks, you don't always have to have a specific number in mind. You don't even have to know where you're heading. All you have to know is that you're going to enjoy it, regardless of whether or not it's rain or shine. Thankfully, I got the shine. So, if you want to see me and Elle walking, whether or not that's country paths, or whether or not, it could be Cyprus. Yeah, we're going to Cyprus soon, so we might even take you along on our travels. There's some absolutely beautiful places in Cyprus. If you've never been, you really should come. But ultimately, that's it for today. I'm going to finish off my walk. I don't even feel that hungry. If I'd gone cycling, I would have felt hungry by now, but I don't. I think walking is going to be good for us. Let's just hope we get some more great British weather. That probably means rain. But for now, if you want to see more videos, please hit subscribe. If you like the video, press like. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.